everybody. So, I am going to be reading chapter 28, and I'm really, really excited about reading this one because I actually looked back and I remembered in the last chapter, Inga grabbed a green and blue vial off the shelf, and she's like, I'm going to send that psychic a little visit of someone or something. So that was chapter 27. So, I was debating if I really wanted to do this reading because my feet hurt really bad and my body's kind of aching a bit. So, but I'm like, I need to quit saying I'm going to do something and then I don't. So, anyways, I'm really excited about this chapter. I could read the next chapter, but that one's a little bit longer. Yeah. So this is chapter 28. After midnight, when the moon gleamed and the night grew cold, a heavy feeling like something was about to happen kept Gina awake for hours at a time. She tried to ignore the unsettling feeling, staring at the ceiling fan, the chain dangling back and forth. Both eyes grew heavy, but couldn't seem to fall asleep fast enough. If only Socks was here. He always laid by her head or feet. The best feeling was falling asleep with him by both legs or her head. His purring felt relaxing. Gina clutched the pillow close like she always did as a little girl, knowing something was coming over to see her. Curled up in a ball under the cool sheets, the room became cold like frost and snow. Opening both eyes, she laid still and saw her breath. Oh no, not again. Who's here? The dead teen? She hoped whoever was there would understand that sleep was needed right now, and it would go away. The floorboards creaked as her body flinched. Normally, creaking floors don't scare her at nighttime, but she was half asleep. The chill still remained in the room like standing in the 20 below weather. She sighed and turned over. There it was. The white mist she saw at the cannibal's house. What do you need? The white mist turned to the side and pointed towards the doorway. In a blink of an eye, the walls were stone. Oh my gosh, the best part is coming up. In a blink of an eye, the walls were stone and the concrete floors under her palms were cold to the bone. Could this be a cellar to hold something, or maybe it led somewhere? The cold cement and the damp air sent chills up her spine. She stared at the white mist until it floated into the darkness. The light from the mist helped to see where they were going. Once Gina made her way towards the end, she stopped and saw a wall. One red candle sat in a wooden holder attached to the wall. Across from it was another. The third one laid on its side. She looked back at the white mist shaped like a woman. Why did you bring me here? A scratching noise caught Gina's attention, and she turned around. A shape of a person with long fuzzy hair and a thin body rapidly. Oh my gosh, this is like one of my interesting scenes. Okay. She scratched rapidly. Hold on. A shape of a person with long fuzzy hair and a thin body rapidly clawed at the cement floor. She mumbled words to herself that could not be made out. Her gown covered in dirt, and her bloody toes were rotted, made it look like she came from a grave. As she quickly clawed at the cement, the skin broke open and her nails fell off. But then she stopped and lifted her head briefly, as if she heard or saw something. Her whole body stilled, as if studying whatever she heard or saw. Oh my gosh, I love this part. Gina stood there as the beating in her chest grew faster. Her throat dried. The woman turned her head directly towards Gina, then stood up. Blood dripped from her fingernails. Both eyes were a half bright green and bright blue, just like Inga's. Hi, Batman. Was this Inga from another time before she was accused of witchcraft? Or was this something else that was created a long time ago? Or maybe it was just another dead person that was trapped and was trying to find a way out. Maybe that's why she was clawing at the cement. If she lived in the 20th century, she would be in the asylum for sure. The woman stepped into the path of the light that came from the white mist. Her cheeks and forehead were dry, rotted fresh, exposed the bones in her. Oh, Batman. Oh my gosh, I lost my spot. He's confused. He's distracting me. Okay. I have to figure out where I'm at now. Okay. Oh, here we are. Her cheeks and forehead were dry. Rotted flesh exposed the bones in her neck and chest cavity. Both eyes glowed more. Once she grinned, Gina saw that her gums were black and only a few teeth were broken and dirty. She stood there, then lurched forward, reaching both arms out. Gina screamed, falling backwards to the floor. Once she landed, she was back in her room on the warm floor. Her bed and dresser were there. The hamper sat by the closet. She scrambled to her feet and stood there in shock as her voice shook. What just happened? What was that white mist, and why is it showing me these things? She hoped it didn't have anything to do with Olivia. A glass of wine sounded so good right now. It had been a while since the last drink. She walked into the kitchen and stopped by the sink. She turned the light on above the counter, grabbed the bottle and a small glass. She took a drink and relaxed to a good taste of wine. She looked up at the window. Something reflected there in the glass. It sat up on all fours, on the edge of the table. Ooh, this is another good part. After realizing it was from the cellar, her long fuzzy hair and blue-green eyes was like an escape from a nightmare she couldn't get away from. Her heart leaped in her throat, gripping the wine bottle. She took one last drink, then set it down and turned to face it, but it was gone. A dark movement crawled across the floor, past the kitchen table, into the living room. A growling noise trailed behind the woman, causing the glass to slip from Gina's hand. It shattered across the floor and over her toes. After experiencing something like that, she ran into the living room, grabbed the Bible from the coffee table, and held it out in front of her. A cross that sat beside Sock's ashes. She grabbed it and held them both close together as she made her way to the hall where the woman wandered off to. Once she made it across the living room towards the hallway, she flipped the switch. Nothing was there. Before lowering the Bible and cross, the bathroom door closed shut, catching her attention. She swallowed and stepped towards the door and stopped. "I know you're in there, lady." Reaching for the doorknob and ready to face it, she pushed it open and flipped the switch. She wasn't there. She knew what it was doing. It was playing games with her. "If you come back, I'm going to banish you back to hell where you belong." Even though nothing was found, Gina blessed each room with basil mixed in holy water. On each windowsill, she dabbed her finger with the liquid and made a cross in all the rooms. After she had finished, she sat down on the edge of the bed, clutching the cross close to her chest. The Bible in her other hand. Dun dun dun. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun to write. I remember writing that. So since this is like a paranormal series, I really wanted to just add a little bit of like fear into the chapter and the character. So Gina Key is having a vision from someone else that's actually going to be playing a role throughout the rest of the books in the series, but she doesn't know who it is yet. So she is trying to figure that out. And when I was writing the chapter, I didn't know like how much information I should give, because like there are 3 more books in the series. So I mean, the first book I didn't give away like too much information, since there was like 3 more books in the series. I kind of focused on Olivia and her personality and who she was as a person, and the relationship that she has with her grandpa and her mom and her dad. And so I focused on that. And then in the second book, I brought in like I think 5 or 10 new characters, which I didn't do like point of views in every single character, because that would be like way too many point of views to work with. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I did a point of view from every single character, I'm sure I could do it, but I don't want to confuse the reader too much with so many stories and plots and stuff. So I did pick, like in The Wish, I did Gina, Olivia, and Inga. So that was only 3 point of views that I did. And then in this book, Awakened Evil, I did, including those 3, Olivia, Inga, and Gina. And then I added Madison and Keegan. So Awakened Evil has 5 point of views. I do not want to go over 5 point of views, but that ended up happening. So throughout the whole entire book, how many point of views do I have? I probably have close up to 10 maybe. Oh well, I don't know. 10. I don't know. I'll have to probably look back at that, but I did have a lot of fun writing this chapter. The person that Gina sees, like, in her kitchen, that kind of looks dead looking, and it looks like uh she came up like out of a grave. I actually did have a lot of fun writing her character, but when I was writing this book, I did not know what role she was going to be playing in. I didn't really know. I actually didn't even know what she was, or who she was, or why she is even playing a role in this book. And then I think when I got to the third book, Wicked Curse, well, then I finally started getting a whole bunch of ideas for it. And there's actually not just one of these. There's multiples. So I just had so much fun working on that character. And I think the next two books, Wicked Curse and Mystical, actually this one character does play a bigger role in the series, and I just had a lot of fun with that character. So, and Gina's character is growing, and so is Olivia. Olivia's character is growing. So, I did read an article where they said that when you're writing a series, you need to have like the character grow more and more in each book. So, I think the first one, Olivia, was like really innocent and shy and quiet, and then when paranormal things started happening, she was being vocal, about it, and her parents didn't believe her. Her dad comes down to visit. So anyways, so that was chapter 28. So next Wednesday, which I'm gonna have a lot going on Wednesday, I gotta take Batman to get his booster shot. And then I'm going to the food pantry. And then I have a meeting. And then I'm going to be doing my live reading on Wednesday at, I'm thinking 3:30, maybe 4. Yeah, I think I'll do 4. So hopefully next Wednesday, my next reading will be chapter 29 at 4 o'clock. I really would like to start doing reading some of my poetry on Sundays. But I just don't know if I want to put too much on my plate and overwhelm myself. I hate it when that happens. But we'll just see how that goes. Because tomorrow, from I think 10 in the morning till 2, handing out candy, you bring your kid up. And I really would like to set my table up outside. I want to check out the weather and see what it's going to look like. So I can just promote my book and stuff. So, and then Sunday, my church is doing trunk and treat. So, I'm just trying to figure out. And then Living Windows is in November. I don't know what day it is, but I would like to set my table up for Living Windows here in Knoxville, Iowa. So, anyways, that is it for today's reading. And I do love my setup here. I think I did a good job. So yeah, this is my KDP hardback right here. And then this is the book I'm reading. And then I have The Wish, Awakened Evil, Wicked Curse, and Mystical. So, anyways, thank you all so much for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, you can go ahead and comment down below. And I will see you next time in my live reading. So I hope y'all have a great day and God bless. Bye.